Hello world, it's Jennifer from the patio. Well, hello today. I was sitting here. I have a craft show in March, and one of the things that sells really well are my cards, my Happy Meal cards. And so at the last show that I had, right before Christmas, I think it was in November, a lady bought almost all of my cards. And so I thought, you know what? I just want to sit down and make some cards so that I have a lot of stash to take with me. So, and the other thing is that you see how I made just like a little pocket, and let me just take this out and we can look at it. Hope everybody's doing good today and having a fun crafty day. Okay, so this is, Happy Mail, of course, that we send in the mail. And when my mother was alive, I would send her cards like this that had pockets with little tags, and I would write little messages on the back like, hey, I'm working in my garden and, this and that, and what do you think of that? And then I might write on here something about one of my grandkids and something they did or whatever. And she would get it. And sometimes I would leave some blank, but you see here, there's 4 cards, and she would call me and she'd go, what am I supposed to do with this? So it just got me to thinking that maybe sometimes we just don't need all the pockets, although I do love them, and I love writing on different spaces, especially when you take this and you put it in a journal and then you just have all this goodness going on. I mean, that's what junk journaling is. So if you're a paper lover, you totally get it, right? So another card that I make is this one, which is this. This is the same one. This is some paper we're going to use, and this one has a flip up, and these are all one-page wonders. So this is, you use one piece of 12 by 12 to make all of this. And this one, actually, you don't have any scraps left because I use the leftovers to make these little circles. But this flips up. This is a pocket here. So you have, of course, that's writing space. And then this is a cute little side pocket with just this little flap on the end, so that when you stick it in and this folds down, it holds the whole thing down like that. So anyway, you get that, and then I just put this in there because this is some of the things, that the pieces that I had left. And then you have a card or a tag that you stick in this top portion. And then of course you have the back that you could write on. So I love these. These are a big seller. And so we will make these on another day. This is not today, but I did want to show you just the kind of cards that I make. But we'll definitely, if you're interested in making this one, we will. And so I was playing around last night and just making some different cards and just coming up with some different ideas, like, okay, plain things that can go in the mail that are flat, because, the post office does not like it when we have little bumps and things in our mail. So it also delays it. So anyway, so I was looking at this and I really like this one. And I thought, I love this one too, because you just flip it up and then you just have all this space to write, but yet it also is, pretty. And, but I love this one too. And so I want to do, and all it is just a pocket. So you can slip a card in that that you write on. And so I thought, well, I could make it bigger. I could make it a 5 by 7 with the fold that goes over a little bit further than that. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. Just a quick little fun, let's make something. And fun fact, I know everybody, I don't know about you, but I love to learn something new every day, because you only know what you know till you know something different. Let that sink in, let that soak in, let that be something that you think about, because it is so true. I am 60 years old and I wake up some days and go, I have no earthly idea. I don't know anything. I don't know anything, because what I thought is not what it is today. So, and then of course you find out that, things are different. But anyway, something fun fact. Do you know what this stands for? Die cuts with a view. I never knew that. And this is some scrapbook paper that I buy from Joann Joanne Fabrics or Joann's, I don't know, but it's Joann's. And so anyway, I love this brand. They have some of the most beautiful colors, and you'll see that I'm drawn to a lot of purples and oranges and peaches and greens. Isn't that so pretty? So see, like this one, it's two-sided. So when we make a card like this could be the inside that you could write on. And you don't even have to write on it because you're going to stick another card in there. But how pretty is that? You know what? That's what we're going to do. Let's just use that one because I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so anyway, I have a lot of sisters. They don't watch my channel, which is good because then they would know. But I have a lot of sisters, and I'm thinking I just really need to start sending more cards. I am a card person. I love to send happy mail. So I thought, you know what? Let's just come up with something that's fun. So this is what I have for us today. So here's the deal. You need to, direction matters, right? Especially in, cutting paper and so forth. So if we want our paper to, be directional, then we need to make sure that we cut this way so that we can fold this bottom portion over to make this. And so I'm going to make it 7 inches. So I'm going to cut this paper to be 7 inches. And this piece right here is, once it's folded, is 4. But I thought we need to make it 5. But I also want 3 inches to fold over, so that would make it 8. So we're going to cut our paper by 7. Let me get this out. I'm going to cut this way first because we want it to be 7. And I'm going to turn it because I really want my cut piece on the bottom. So we're going to do 7. So we have a nice big piece left to do something else with. And then we're going to turn it. Oh, you know what? I have that big. I didn't realize that. That's okay. We'll cut it off. We will just cut it right off in our card. Well, it just won't be as high. That's okay. And you know what? It would probably be okay. Let me see. Let me work it out. So it's going to be 8. So this is the hole. Maybe we could decorate it with something. It's going to be on the back. So let's just play with it and see what we got. Okay. So this is our main piece. Let me put that aside. And so it is 7 tall and 8 inches in diameter. And so what we're going to do, ooh, see how pretty that is? That is just so pretty. So depending on whether or not you're right or left-handed or how you want your card, I'm going to go ahead and do it to where it folds in this way. And so I am going to bring it over to my 5-inch mark. And I don't know, I'm probably out of frame. But let's do it like this so I guess you can see that. Let's bring it to 5. And then I'm just gonna fold it. I'm not a really too precise person. So there. And isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. Wouldn't somebody's just gonna love getting a card like that. And yes, it has a hole, but you know what we could do? We could string some ribbon in there. How pretty would that be? Okay, so I have my trusty little snippers here, so I'm gonna round all the corners. And I'm going to use the largest setting. And you can get this little set. I got a 3 set on Amazon. Everybody always, in their videos talks about where they get everything. But listen, Amazon is our friend, right? We love Amazon because that's where we get all the goodies. But it's a 3 set. There's a green one that does angles, and so, but these are the 2 I use most of the time. And then, of course, this is the one that I really love, which is a notcher, like an envelope notcher. Okay, so there's this. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to ink it. And it'll be a quick ink. And I know some people, and it just really does look pretty like that without any ink. I wonder if maybe we should just be like Pink Strawberries and not ink at all. I know she started inking, but I've been watching her for years. And she, isn't that, that's so pretty. Do I want to ink it? You know what? I just don't think I do. I just don't think I want to ink it. So anyway, we're just going to glue it. And let's just get out the old art glitter glue. So we'll just take it from the crease here. So we're just going to do the bottom and the top. And fold that over. And just hold it down so that it gets a nice good grip. You noticed in the other one that I put like a little notch right here. I don't really think we're going to need it on this one. You know, I'm looking at the paper thinking, ooh, wouldn't black be so pretty in there? And, you know, if you're sending a card to somebody and you have a gel pen that you can write with, that would be really pretty. I'm not sure how that would look. But, okay, so now we have a card that is 5 by 7. And that will fit nicely in an envelope. Let me get one of these that I had opened. And we'll take a look and see if it fits perfectly. And if it does, then we are on our way to making a beautiful card. And you know, yep, perfect. And so, you know, you don't really have to make, it really is about the paper. So anyway, what I was thinking is I was thinking, what can we add? We're junk journalers. We love to add pockets and flips and all sorts of things. And so I thought, you know what? Although I hate to cover that up, one thing that we could do that would be fun is to put an extra little writing space in. And so I thought, you know what? We have this little envelope and we could glue this portion down, have it decorated, and then it could flip up. We could have a card in like this, and then it would be just like a little extra goodie that they could get. And then, of course, we will make a card that goes inside. What do you think? Do you think that sounds fabulous? Let's do that. Okay, so if we have this on here, we have these two pieces that we can play with. And we could add this to the top. You know what would be pretty is to add a piece of black to this to give it some height, and then add this on top. That sounds fabulous. So let me get a piece of my black. Okay, that is my heavy duty. I don't know about you, but I have, you know, I'm pretty organized. I have a little bin that has 65-pound weight cardstock, and then I have my 110-pound that I make my folios. But I also have this giant thing that I'm sitting here thinking, why do I want to pull out a new piece when I might even have one that fits? Look at that. Yes, it's going to fit. So see, I don't even need to cut one. Who needs to cut one when you have stuff just handy dandy? Okay, so this itself, let me get that out of the way, is 2 3/4 by 4. So if it's 2 3/4 by 4, and just forgive me, but like I say, I write things down. 2 3/4 by 4. And so what I need is 2.5 by 3 3/4. I have to do that. I don't know about you guys, but I have to do that. So I need 3 3/4 tall. So let's get that going. 3 3/4 tall. My Mr. Holtz needs to be tightened. My little arm is falling down. Has y'all's done that? Okay, so 2.5. I need one of those little wrenchy things, and the only one I can find is a big size, and it won't it won't fit in the little thing. So I'm gonna have to I have to be careful because that thing will come down on me. Okay, so that will be pretty, and that will go there. And even though it is white and this is cream, I could ink the edges on this and make them black. Yes, I think I'll do that. And then I'll put this on top. Oh, so pretty, pretty. Okay, so let's pick a place where there's going to be a butterfly. So now we're going another 1/4 inch in. So we need 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/2 tall. So let's see what we have here. Stay up, Mr. Tim. 3 1/2 would be here. So that would give me that butterfly. Okay, well let's do that then. I like that. So 3 1/2. And then I need 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 here would cut him off. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna bring it to here, cut that off, and then do 2 1/4 this way. Let's do 2 1/2. Cut that. Switch it around. You got to play with this paper in order to get it exactly how you want it. You don't want to just settle, because I can always use all of these little strips, especially with this on the back. How pretty is that? They make great belly bands and all kinds of things. Okay, so there is that. So we are going from just a stacked look. So we'll have that, with that, with that, and then we'll place that there, glue it down, have it flip out. Oh my gosh, that's going to be awesome. Okay, so, and then we'll decorate that kind of the same way. So let's do that real quick. Let me get this out of the way. I don't know about you, but you kind of have to clean as you're going. Okay, first things first. This is my black. Gotta have a color for everything, right? Okay, so let me get my ink out over here. Black soot, walnut, we don't need. Vintage, we're not using right now, so let's just use this. Okay, first of all, I am just going to ink this little baby up. So let's just ink the edges. Like I say, I hope everybody's doing good today. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is sunny today here in Texas. It has been rainy and ugly the last couple of weeks, months. I don't know. It just seems like the sun just is never out anymore. It used to come out all the time, but I don't know. It's just weird weather. So, and of course it's winter, but that's just going to look so good. Guess what I'm doing? Guess what I'm doing? It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with inking the edges, right? I mean, black's good. If I would have used vintage photo, that just wouldn't have looked good. But this black, I think, is going to be spot on. And even though, you know, it's okay. We can still do this. We can do this. You know, I don't know about you, but I just love Happy Mail. I used to, send letters, and this year, I told my friends, all I want for Christmas is a card in the mail. Isn't that funny? And I didn't get as many as I wanted to, but as I would have liked to. But I like Happy Mail. I like sending mail. I like getting mail. Everything is just so electronic and okay. So there. So anyway, let's do this one first. We will glue this down with our trusted art glitter glue. We won't get too much on the edges because we don't want it to spill over. You know, I tell you what, this glue, you just don't need a lot, you know? You really don't. I just want to pick it up to make sure that I can see. Okay. So, I'm going to lean in just a little bit. I apologize if you can see my head, so I need to lift that up just a hair. Pull that over. If it's not even, well, then it's just not going to be even, is it? I think we did okay. I think we did okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the same on the back. Put a little skinny there. Precision, my dear, precision. Okay, there you go. And see, even though it's white and everything's cream, I still think it looks okay. Still think it looks okay. Okay, so now we have this. And I think this piece would go perfect right there. And even if we don't put anything right here, at least we have this covered. And you know what? This one is, the way they did it, it has a little, let me cut that little bit off. And I'm going to use my little scissors. Looks like there's just too much, and it's not closing right on this. So I'm going to just take that little bit off. A little bit off. So anyway, I'm very excited about my show. And you know what I think I may do is just put the whole thing down, trim off the edge, and then I'm going to snippet that part. So let's do this. Put a notch in the middle after I put my little stick in. Put a notch in the middle. I just always just line it up like that. Put it in and go, that looks good. That looks good. Let's just go with that. And then we throw that on the floor. Okay. See, so then that's just going to be like that. Cute, cute. Let me make sure I get the black. So let's just do black. So many things we can do. I'll have to do the other edge because I'm going to end up cutting that off. Okay, so let's see. So this is, let me measure this again. Oh, I did measure that. Okay, so it is 2 3/4 by 4. So that's what I need this to be. So let's just 2 3/4 by 4. So it needs to be 4 high. It's a little over, but I'm going to take a little off this edge. And then I'm going to turn it over and take a little off the other one so they'll be even. Okay, so I got that part, and that's 4, so I need 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Do you have to tell yourself that so you remember? I do. Okay, so now we can ink the edge. Is that the right? Yeah. Now we can ink the edges. Okay, so there's the card that goes inside. So that'll go like that. How pretty is that? I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this because we do not want to get any ink on that opening there. Whoops, Mr. Glue Man. Okay. The mailman. The trash man is here. I'm surprised my dog, Mr. Bubba, is not freaking out. I guess he's just looking. I have him sitting by the front door with the glass door so he can look out and see what everybody's doing in the world. Okay, so we're going this way. And we're going to go this We all love these little fun projects that we can do that aren't, you know, real, don't take a whole lot of time, and something we can put together. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. Let's just glue it down. And you can use anything with this. It doesn't even have to be two-sided like this paper. It could be just, you know, one side with the white, and then on this is fine. I mean, that's what this other card was white. But once we're going to stick a card in there, you're not even going to know. Okay, so this needs to go about right there. Let me line that up with my, okay. So it needs to go about, I'm looking at there. Okay, so about right there. So that when they flip it out, and I will cover it. I am going to cover it. I'm thinking about, I might cover it with some black. I might not. I don't know. For today's project, we just don't know. So it's about right there. You get the concept. It's just something fun and different. Doesn't have to be perfect, nor does it have, yours definitely doesn't have to look like mine. And then, of course, we have a card that we will slip in. And so we want to decorate that. So I have this other large piece. And let's do it with a butterfly on the front. And we already know what the size is. It's a little smaller. So this one is 2.5 by 3.5. 2.5 by 3.5. Oh, okay, that makes sense. 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, so we need something that is 2.5 by 3.5, with preferably with some little butterflies on it. So 2.5 tall. So let's bring it down here, and then we're going to get a couple of. Okay, that's not right because, okay, so this is going to be 3.5. 2.5 by 3.5. So this is the long portion. See, direction matters. So we can either have it like this, which I like, or we could have it like this, which I also like. I like this. So 2.5 by 3.5. Here's what we have. So we'll decorate the top and put this on. Let's go ahead and ink it up. Doesn't need a lot because you just don't want those white edges to show that you're putting your paper on. But this is a fun way to use up all of these little envelopes. I don't know about you, but I'm a paper freak. I really am. Whenever I go out and I'm at Hobby Lobby or Joann's, or I'm at, you know, Goodwill or a thrift shop or a estate sale or whatever, and I see envelopes, I just pick them up because I'm like, I never know. I never know if I need that. I might need that. And so I have little envelopes and, you know, in all sizes. And so anyway, what a good way to just incorporate that. Oh, sorry, we need to ink this too. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good craft day and enjoying your start to a weekend. Let me get all that black soot stuff off. I think my little dauber is starting to shed. Okay, so let's attach this, and then we're going to make that card. We are going to make that card. The actual one, the one that you're going to write on. But it needs to be pretty. See, the thing is we have to keep it as flat as we possibly can for the post office. Because, like I said, they don't like it when we send things that are bulky. They cost more, and they hold them. I don't know if you know that, but they do. They cost more, and they hold them, and so your mail doesn't get there when it should. Okay, I have just a little bit hanging off the end, so I'm just going to take care of that with Mr. Fisker. Just a little. Perfect. And that goes on the floor. So now I have to ink that again. Put my pen in my glue. These are one of those mass makes, you know, that you can just get everything out and see how pretty that is? So that'll be, and then you can see right there where it is, and then fold that over. So now we just need a card to stick in. We know this is a 5x7, and so all we need to do is get something that is a 1/4 inch smaller on both sides. You'll need 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, so that the card will fit and you can see it nicely in there. So we'll put that aside. Now we do have this piece left, and we could write on this, and this could be the piece that you see, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's go ahead and use it. It'll be a one-page wonder. So we need to make sure, of course, this is directional this way, which is not big enough to quite fit and fill the card. We want to fill the card, but it doesn't really matter, to tell you the honest truth. Okay, so I'm going to do the height first, which is, let me see which end actually I cut on. So we're going to do 6, and then there's my half mark, and then there's my, if you see that little bitty mark, can you see? I might be out of frame. Let me even see if I'm in frame. Nope, doing good, doing good. Oh, let's pull the desk off, Jennifer. Okay, so 6 3/4. We have a nice little piece there. We'll turn it to the side. I like to try to cut on the edges that were already cut on, if that makes sense, so that I always have a straight edge from. And then 4 3/4. So that gives us a nice little piece there too. And so there we go. And you can just kind of do it. Oh, see, that looks fine with the cards like that. And of course we want to get out our little corner rounder, round the corners, so that it looks finished and polished. And throw that on the floor. Okay, so there's that. And then just ink the edges. I don't want a whole lot of inking on this portion. And then that'll be what you write on. And so you just stick it in. Oh, it's not going to fit. How rude. How rude. We did make it 6. Let's make it 6.5 then. 6.5 it is, my folks. 6.5. Get out the old trimmer. See, that's the thing about paper. I mean, you just make it work. You just make it work, right? It's not the end of the world. I am too old to be worrying about little things like that, right? I mean, we just fix it and move on. Hopefully it won't stick out too much. So I'm trying to see which butterfly I want to. How pretty is that? So then you just stick that in. We didn't do anything with that hole, but I don't really think it's necessary. Your paper probably won't even have it. How pretty is that? See? One little 12 by 12. Get you a nice little pocket, maybe a little, you know, a little trim, a background. And then you just open that up. You can, you know, pull this envelope out and have a special little thing. Maybe that you don't want someone else in their family to read or to see. And of course you have all these pieces that you could stick on here so that it would blend whenever you open it up. You'd want to do that definitely before you glue it down though. But how pretty is that? Love it. I think it's a great project. I really do. And then, you know, even this card, you could take it and you could back it with some black paper, cut it down smaller, but then you'd have to be able to write on it. But on this, I mean, how pretty would that be? You know, dearest so-and-so. Just wanted to send you a quick note to tell you how much I love you and that I've been thinking about you. So anyway, that is our project for the day. Still feels a little tight. I may have to trim a little bit off, but that's a quick little fun project that you can make. So I hope you had a good time today. Thank you for coming and checking out my channel. I appreciate it. If you like what you see, please subscribe and help me build my channel. I'm a newbie on here on YouTube, but I'm loving it, and I have lots of ideas and things coming. And so I just appreciate you being here. So have a good day. And please always remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.